No, my Halimai Kiara Etefano. So my name is JIngjing, and before we start, can I invite everyone and let's first connect. I would like to know your name, and then please let us know something, maybe one sentence about yourself and what brought you here today. I did prepare some material, but I'm happy to know your expectation or anything you particular went out of this session. So I'm from Southwest China, and something people might not know. In China, 10% of people make up the ethnic minorities of China, and there are 55 ethnic minorities, and one of them, I'm from the Southwest, so we are very similar in a way to Maori people here, connected with the land. I'm here today because I really love Tai Chi. That's something also give me a lot of vitality. At the moment, I naturally study under full-time students, and I study 4 courses. And without Tai Chi in the last 2 years, I would not be able to have the energy to cope with what I'm doing now. So I hope this is, for many people, might be the first step, but I do hope that you can, through Tai Chi, and have more energy and more happiness and contribute to your sustainable health in the future. Okay, so who's the next? Tell us your name and something about yourself and what brought you here today. Right, so let's start. So there's a little bit about myself. So I was born in China when I was 11 years old, and I started traditional martial arts, external kung fu, with my shifu. So there's like a father-like figure, and once you being accepted as a student, and even till now, and remain like almost like my father. Every time I go home, I must visit him, and he will audit my teaching. So I have a law background, and I also in training judicial justice of peace. So when the judge is not available, I will judge some minor cases. Previously, I worked in a law firm, and 2 years ago, and I decided I really want to do something that contribute to myself, my own health, and also other friends' health. Also because I guess coming to the middle age and start to see friends die early, or I think a lot of these things then trigger me to jump out of law and then to contribute my life to contribute my life to the health and wellness area. So I'm a body worker now, full time, and I'm also a Rongo student where I met a lovely Jacinda. So there's some of the pictures. Then that's my hometown, and you can see I'm from mountain area. There's always a backdrop of mountains wherever I can. So that's my ethnicities, my ethnic clothes. And so left side doing Tai Chi, and so that lady is my aunt. So my aunt is also a Tai Chi instructor over the last 25 years, and all the rest of lady, they are either my cousins or the one who has to call me aunt because we learn from the same teacher, but my hierarchy is higher than her because I started 20 years ago. So even she's in the 60s, so to show respect, she called me aunt, like teacher aunt. So that was me in a law firm, pretty boring. So today we, like Lao Tzu said, the journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step. What we are going to do is just have I'm going to talk through like what is Tai Chi, and then we're doing a little bit exercise. So the Whakapaka of Tai Chi, have you heard about Qigong before? Yeah, so Qigong also called like Taoist yoga. It comes at the same age when the yoga was developed in India 2,500 years ago. So people prepare their body for their enlightenment, those spiritual practice. So in a very similar way at that time, so the Chinese, they observe the nature, and they develop some exercise and to help with the body and energy alignment for their spiritual enlightenment. So that's from 2,000 years ago. It's very much like naturalism. A lot of those exercises will mimic like tigers or the cranes or the monkeys, the 5 animals. Flow is a very famous Chinese traditional intangible heritage up to today. And then Kung Fu is traditional martial arts. How Tai Chi comes about is only 600 years ago. So the mother, Qigong, Taoist yoga is 2,000 years ago. And then until 600 years ago, Kung Fu monk went to the mountain where the Tai Chi, where the Qigong originated. And then he started to find out that he doesn't want to use the martial arts for fighting, and it's very good to combine the principle of Qigong and for the longevity. And so he developed the Tai Chi. So every move, it looks like very gentle, and all these movements, they are actually all comes from the martial arts form. It's a self-defense. They all have practical purpose in fighting. If there is opponent, how you can redirect the force and for fighting. So Tai Chi, in a way, it's a part of martial arts, and it's for self-defense. So among all the martial arts, the unique point of Tai Chi is self-defense. It's emphasize more harmony and your longevity, and how to not use your own strength and to borrow other strengths to return to themselves and preserve your own energy. So in this way, there's a lot of wisdom in how to preserve your own vitality. And then the theory of Tai Chi is very different with the Western exercise anatomy, because it's focused on energy alignment. So in a way, like Chinese traditional medicine, it's also like we talk about qi and meridian. This is not something you can cut the body and then you see where's the qi. Where is the, like in New Zealand, we say like the wairua, the energy. You cannot see it, but you can test it. Now there are a lot like scientific research, and ACC also approved like acupuncture. So the story is like how Chinese traditional medicine become famous. By memory, I remember there was in this is a story I only read from books, when the American President Nixon visited China, and then he witnessed an open heart surgery without any how to say the English words, anesthetics, and then people only use needles while the person's heart is fully open. So he was shocked, but also very amazed. So afterwards, a lot of American doctors went to China to study acupuncture, and that's why how now like acupuncture kind of become a little bit formal, being recognized in the scientific field. And like remote treating, if someone got some head problem, you might not directly treat the head, you might treat the feet or other part of body, has been recognized. So we will talk a lot when you're doing Tai Chi, like how the energies and meridian base is targeted on, like, for example, like the lung meridians, or how to activate Qi instead of on the muscles. So there's different view when we're doing the exercise. And then Taoism, you might heard about JIngjing. Is a lot of people use their like some like tarot cards to predict the future. And in the ancient times, so Chinese emperors, they always have a group of people who help them. It's similar to clairvoyant, and then they'll predict like, what's the next strategies and where to move. And so the Book of Change is literally translated as JIngjing, so translated like the Bible of Change or the Book of Change. And that's also the laying down the foundation of philosophy in Tai Chi. In Tai Chi, we talk about yin and yang, they constantly change, like day and night constantly change. There's no like the sun is better than the moon. Everything is just as it is. You just get into the flow. So when we say like a good Tai Chi practitioner is different with yoga, like how standard you do the pose, how deep you're going, instead it's the flow, it's the connection that defines your Tai Chi's quality. And now, right, I want everyone doing, if even you are sitting on a chair, and then you can do that for me. You open, and open your feet to the sides, So now what you are doing, this one, and just take a moment to feel like what your body feels when you like open in this way. And I will point it out. So these words, you see, so that is Tai, and what we are doing. So what you are doing. So there's a Chinese character means big. So when you are open, you are big. And then how from big and then become Tai, and there's a dot. The dot is the core, your center. Yeah, so Tai means the ultimate, and you can think about ultimate. That means when you are fully open, connect with everything, but at the same time, you are also centered right at your core. So that's the ultimate. So that's the first word, Tai. And then, all right, have a sit down. Thank you, everyone. So when you're doing Tai Chi, we will understand. So the first word, Tai, the ultimate. There's a kind of feeling like you really connect with the source, the core, but at the same time, you are really connect with everything in between. And then the G has two parts. So the first part, that looks like a tree. That means wood, a tree, nature. And then this part, so there's the heaven, there's the earth, and then everything in between is flowing. So it symbolizes like man, we human being, is not live outside the nature. We live together with the nature, and then everything is changing, like the yin and yang. They contain each other, and they also transform into each other. So that's the meaning of Tai Chi. And so in a way, Tai Chi is really a philosophy, a culture. In China, if you are doing Tai Chi, instead of anyone can go to the gym, do fitness, have muscles. But if you practice Tai Chi, that means you have certain intellect, certain wisdom that to understand this kind of art. Right. So yeah, so there's when we talk about Qi, there's the acupuncture, the picture. So when we talk about the Qi, so there's the Chinese character Qi, and again you can see, so it has two parts. In the middle, that means rice. This so this part, that means the rice. Chinese eat rice a lot, so that means the food. And then on the other side, this looks like actually a bird with a head and then a tail. So the bird means the flying, and you can kind of imagine this Qi means the food we intake, and then it transforms into the energy we have. And it's not just physical energy, including your spiritual energy as well. So Qigong in Tai Chi is an alchemy and transformation, that how we can take everything, including the experience, and into the energy. And that's the meanings of and some basic foundations. Now we look at the Tai Chi and Wellness. There are a lot of researches, but so that's a bit boring, so I did not just read all of bring the papers here. But basically, there's a lot of scientific research in the Western world, and they find out the three main benefits of Tai Chi and Wellness. The first is vitality. Like in cancer research, there's a lot of research about cancer after people have chemo, and people really quite tired. So yeah, I guess one quite practical research is related to funding. You know, who's doing the research? If you have the funding, you do research. So perhaps cancer has a lot of fundings related to that, and that's why when I research, and there's a lot showing that vitality is very good for cancer patients, showing that. And then kindness, that's also because mental health now is a big issue. So a lot of research showing that Tai Chi can bring the kindness to people's mind. And standing or like still meditation sometimes is a bit hard for young people or beginners. You just sit there and your mind still go there and there. But with movement, you have something to focus on. And then, this leads to flow. So flow, I also study applied psychology, and it's an idea. I really like the definition. It means when you're doing something, when you are in the flow, you feel time stopped. You don't, when you really like enjoy something. So there's a capacity in a way like mindfulness. It's you just live for the moment, forget about everything. So and Tai Chi promotes the flow. And this man is my role model and also my aspiration. So last year when I have a store at Nelson's market, and then a gentleman came to me and she said, he said, are you doing Tai Chi as well? He said, I learned Tai Chi but in Christchurch. He said, you come over. At that time I did not know, and then he told me that his teacher is a very famous calligraphist. but just passed away like last year. And then I came back and then I Googled that and then I found out there was this lovely gentleman who received the Queen's Service Medal. And then you can see, so at the age, I think he was 101 or 102. And look at his face. It's like half centuries age gap, but that's very inspiring to see someone who has been keep teaching Tai Chi and come to such in wise age and still so well. Master Yu. Right. And now we come to some essential principles of how to do Tai Chi. The first principle is Tai Chi is an internal Kung Fu. That internal means because we look at how you realign your energy, and I cannot tell, or maybe some clairvoyant or someone who's sensitive can tell, but the primal indicator is your own feeling. The principle comes like in China, also it's very personalized. Like for Chinese traditional medicine, when they measure where is your acupuncture point, like for example, now if you put 3 fingers, your own 3 fingers, and then find your navel, your own navel, and 3 fingers under your navel, and then between the 3 finger and 4th finger, and then right inside, we call that point hara or dantian. So that's where the core, your energy center, and all the like your last energy reserve will be there. That's where when we come up the mother's womb, and then the baby draw the energy. But even now we are an adult, that's still energetically, this we call it tian, means the field. So that's where you grow your energy and you preserve your energy. And there's no like, so everyone's different. The only way you can find out is by your own finger. And so big people have big fingers, small people have small fingers. You have to measure just with your own measurement. So if it's internal Kung Fu, that's the same. Like I give you instruction, but you're going to judge from your own feelings. Yeah. And then with Tai Chi, we hold the intention, mindfulness, and then follow the breath. And what makes Tai Chi very different is because it's an energy work, in a way where your intention goes and then where the energy goes. So psychology also has a lot of those research. For example, if you put 2 hands together, yeah, we can all do it together. We just simply like relax both hands together. And now you only focus on one hand, let's say your left hand, and bring all your attention to your left hand. And then feel the weight between 2 hands when you bring the intention to one hand only. Yeah, do you feel the difference? Yeah, so that's how it works. And so in the research, if you bring all your attention just to one hand without changing anything, just your attention, the temperature actually is slightly like higher than the other hand. It's interesting, right? So that's how intention works. This also shows a lot. So there's also some practice that some people after they might have some injury or when they get very old or you are busy, they don't actually have to do the exercise. They only visualize the exercise and the chi will still like go through the whole body. In a way, it's like a meditation. Once you learn all those moves, you just sit there and then you visualize it, how you do it. Athletes use these techniques to train themselves as well. They have those visual glasses. So even they are not in training, they will still keep like visualize it. It's very good for the brain's connectivity. Yeah, so when we're doing Tai Chi, we always hold the intention and mindfulness and then just follow your breath. So mindfulness is basically translated like you pay attention. And in Tai Chi, it's, I would say mindfulness is you pay attention, concentrated, but also with acceptance and with compassion. It's like you hold your child, but you don't hold the child like this. You kind of allow some space while you do like notice your own feelings, your own body, but you also allow some space like to observe how my body would like to do the next and how's my body's feelings. So that's a mindfulness quality. And then alignment. I will mention that in Tai Chi, I will put that in the cues. And when you are in good alignment, the chi flows by itself. You don't really have to do anything too much, and just allow the chi to flow, and that leads to non-doing. It's just like when the door is open and then the air coming in, then really nothing you have to do coming in. And the last, like, Tai Chi is a self-defense. So that's how unique it is. The only martial arts that promote harmony over winning or trampoline. I really love the non-violence element. And that's also part of intention, even though a lot of techniques, and especially men, when they learn Tai Chi pushings and how you can win over another. But at that time, I think if you want to win over others, your mind is already lose the peace. When you're really at peace, you don't really have to win anything. And there's also a mind training. Okay, and now let's begin. Right. So you can either stand or either sit. It's up to you. Right, so if you are standing, and you can sit down on the chairs anytime as well. If you are standing, just simply open your feet like shoulders wide. And then slightly like sit, like you're sitting on the high chairs. And then when you have the feeling like slightly sit on the high chairs and you feel like the hip joints, that's these joints, connect your pelvis with your femur is open. So you have a try like there's a lock. If you stand tall, and then slightly lower your stance, and then you feel the joints are open. This is what we call alignment. When the door is kind of open, the energy start to flow through here from our lower leg, and then at the same time, your knees, the knee joints will also open. Then, and now find your like belly buttons here, and then touch your back. So at the back, just opposite to your belly button, there's an acupoint, an energy center. We call it Ming Men. Ming means life. Men means the door. So this is the door of light force. And most of the time when we stand tall, we will close it. So when you lower your stance, you slightly like tilt your pelvis forward. So you open the lower back, open the door, and the energy will naturally come in. Yeah, so and with our knees as well, a lot of time when you stand a lot, most people when they're getting old, the knees or hips will have to be replaced, have a lot of problem. And in this way, it's very good for the joints and allow the energy to flow. So Qi is very similar to Vairua, that whenever there's Qi, when there's the Holy Spirit Vairua, and you have the good health. And so there's a lower part. So still notice that your lower back is opening, and then now with your hands right in front of you. Yeah. And then slowly bring your hands like in front of your tummy. Yeah. And then inhale, like slowly stand tall, and then turn your hands like around your heart here, and then exhale and just let your body take your hands down. Yeah, so this is just simply some exercise. Follow your own breath. Inhale and then exhale. Yeah. Now the movement is very easy, and now you're going to just bring your attention. And your intention now is simply follow your breath. Connect with your own breath. So let the movement follow the rhythm of your breath. When you inhale, your hands up. In exhale, the hands down. Again. And start to just, if you're tired, and just sit down and you can still do the hands movement. Just follow the breath and exhale. And now sense like where the breath goes in your body. If your breath can go down all the way to the feet and toes, when the breath goes down, and when you inhale, if the breath can go all the way to top of your head. Yeah. So when you breathe in and think about you connect with the earth's energy, bring the energy from your feet into the body, and you exhale and let the heavenly energy goes down. towards the ground. Okay, 2 more. Inhale. And let the chi like wash and nourishing to the whole body. And last one. Inhale and exhale. Okay, now the first stance we're going to do is called the big hug, or both hands in upholding the heaven. So we bring the hands in front of your tummy. So again, now as you inhale, go through the central line with your hands, go all the way, and then go over top of your head, then turn your palms up. Yeah, and then press up through the root of your palms, and then slightly bend your knees, and then swing your arm from the side when you exhale, and go all the way down. So it's called big heart because we send our mihi to the heaven, and again, and you can do it when you sit down on the chair as well. Inhale up, so send your greetings to the sky, and then touch all the everything, all the tamarikis in between Papa and Rangi, and then you touch the energy of the Papa, and then inhale again. And this one is target the meridians in our front body and the back, the main meridians. So this one is very good to feel the energies, to feel the vitality straight away. When you're tired, it opens up the energy channel and connect you with everything in between. Right, 2 more. Bring the earthy energy through your body and touch the sky, Father, and then drop. And the last one. Inhale. And then exhale. Alright? And then now you bring your hands right on your core. And still like sitting on the high chairs. Soften the knees. Open the lower back. And relax your shoulders. Relax the entire body. And allow the sense of relaxation and opening from inside out. And allow the inner space for the energy to flow by itself. And simply trust the body has its own wisdom. Right. How's everyone doing? Okay. Okay, so now we carry on with the next one. So next one also called single hands upholding the heaven, or I call the Tanes pose. So this one is target our stomach and spleen meridian. So the things like, so you just one hand goes up, and then like you separate heaven and earth, and the other hand is going to push down, and that's through the root of your palms, and you can look up. Yeah. And then when we return and the sand like goes back through the central line, and then you transfer and turn one hand up and one hand down, and then hold up the heaven in the earth. So one hand push up and one hand push down. You'll feel a stretch on the sides, and that's our spleen and our stomach meridian. And when you create the shape change, it's also massage our internal stomach. Okay, and now we doing together with your breath. Inhale and push and swap at your own pace. You can let the movement simply flow with your own breathing. Swap, return, and push. Okay, and keep going. And now find your own breath and let the movement to flow with your own breath. 2 more rounds. The last one. And then now, again, you bring your hands on your tummy. Your hands might start to feel a little bit warm and some heat on your hands. Yeah, our body all have healing energies. We are our best healer. So we simply need to lay your hands there and nourishing our core and allow the energy to integrate and flow by itself. Yeah, so if you are standing again, check your stance, the alignment, whether you still like sitting on a high chair, knees soft, relax the shoulders. Yeah, and whenever you tire, is always a good pose. You can put your hand just around the core here, and nourishing the source, your vital energy. All right. So, and now the next one. If you are tired, please feel free to just sit down on the chairs, and it will still work the same. The next one we're doing also a qigong exercise. There's also I was taught by a meditation teacher, and I found out, oh, that's our Chinese qigong exercise, and that's his favorite. So it's called pulling the qi, and now we open your hands like facing yourself, just like you're holding a big energy ball. And then as you inhale, just slightly stand tall, open up your body. And then as you exhale, just let your body relax and contract and slightly like bend down to close to yourself. Yeah. So again, the movement is follow your own breath. It doesn't have to go too big. And it simply flow with your breath. When you inhale, your body expanding, and we create a space for the qi to flow. And then when you exhale, just let the whole body exhale and relax. And out. Use the whole body to breathe, synchronize the movement with your breath. Connect with your own breath. And like you visit your best friend and checking like how's the breath doing. 2 more breaths here. Use your whole body to breathe. And now we're still doing the same thing, but we slightly change the focus. Now focus in between your hands, in between the hand sensation. So as you inhale, just slightly open your hands slowly with your breathing. Exhale, and then push your hands towards each other and focus on the sensation in between your hands. Inhale and exhale. Yeah. Again, synchronize the hands movement with your own breath. And be curious about the sensations between your hands and even your whole body. Okay, 2 more rounds. Now slowly bring the qi again, like centers and at your core. Yeah. Right. And bring your attention to your core, like the mother watch the baby. with your loving compassion and attention, and feel the heat from your palms into the core and further transport to the whole body and nourishing the body. Right. So the movement we just did, they are some warm up for Tai Chi, and they are all can be done individually, and they are all Qigong exercise. And now the next one is a proper Tai Chi pose, and it's also from the Wudang Mountain. That's where the Tai Chi originated. So when I was in my 20s, apart from learning from my own Shifu, my own martial arts teacher, so I learned from a Wudang lay monk. That's how I started my Tai Chi. And so this one is called Guide the Qi Hong. So we're going to have to visualize the dantian is right at the center of our core. So this one is to guide the Qi Hong. The Hong is our dantian, or some people call Hara line in English. So this one, in Tai Chi, there's a lot of spiral movement and round shape movement. So you simply like you grab the Qi to your front, and then slowly with your hands, like push and guide the Qi, and then back into your dantian. Yeah, and then again, like open up and just allow the space, like you grab the energies, and then slowly bring them back into your dantian with the intention. Or a much more easy way to visualize, and you can visualize, oh, you just won a lot of money on the casino, so brought all the money back towards yourself. This is in motion, like, yeah. And so energetically or anatomically, what we want to do is we open our back. And most of the time, our back are tired. And we do massage, we don't massage your front that much. We always massage our back. So in this pose, so when you grab, and then you can slightly like even lean forwards, and you feel a sense of opening through the back. And we open up the old channel and massage from your back. And then nourishing our front and the whole body. And you can do it in a very slow motion way, and focus on the Qi at your own pace, inner sensations. Okay, just one more round. Yeah, and now this time when it comes back, you bring the right hands on the left hand, on top of left hand, and then join two thumbs together. Again, right in front of your tummy. Relax your hands, relax the elbow and shoulders. So this hand posture, this mudra, also have the different layer of meaning. So one meaning, the right hand, most people are right-handed in China. For most people, so in Chinese philosophy, the right hand symbol like the male energy, and yang, the active energy, and also means what we can see outside. And the yin, there's the feminine side. There's also the inversible side, and the right hand on top of left hand, and being while the left hand, the yin energy is underneath, is showing the support. So how we have energy is pretty much like decided by our internal, the inversible sides. When we have enough yin and nourishment, rest, like you sleep well, and then you had more energy. So there's like yin and yang. And in the family, that's very a bit outdated, but traditionally Chinese always think if you have a good family, that's the foundation of your success. And there's some inversible side, like someone back you up. So that's how yin, like nourishing yang. That's why no matter like in the Chinese traditional greetings, the left hand always wrap and protect the right hand. As there's no man here, so we can say our female Vahinis are the leaders to protect the male energy, right? So in this mudra, the two thumb joined together is form energy lock, and simply again, you don't have to do anything. You just remain this energy alignment, and the energy will flow by itself and center itself. Right. Okay, so the next one is also one of my favorite. So when you are tired, and it's very good to circulate and refreshing your energy, it's called pushing forwards. So with your hands right now in front of your center, just in between, right in the nipple line, right in the center here. Here we call like lower dantian, and here we call middle dantian. So there are 3 diamond center in the body. In yoga or Buddhism or Chinese, these anatomy are very similar in this way. So one energy center right in our heart. You can see if you like Cinderella, sometimes they're doing this when you are angry, animals. But it's the same for we are animals as well. When you feel like, I'm really kind of a bit low today, and you can do some tapping just around here. Then you feel bad. It feels good. Yeah. Right in the center. So this one is to open up our heart space as well. So with the hands here, now one hand push forwards, and then one hand just simply like open to the back. Yeah, and then you fold the back hands, and then just push forwards, and while the front hands comes back at the same time, and then look backwards. So this one, it's very similar to our Maori tradition, like you look back before you look forward, and you bring all the ancestors' wisdoms and push them for the future generation to the front. So push, and then look back, and then let it go through your heart. And if you are standing, then you can feel how the weight shifts from left leg to the right leg. And even when you are sitting, it's a spinal movement as well. The entire back, and from your feet, leg, is a whole body movement. Again, synchronize with your own breathings. You can do it at your own pace. It's open, yeah, and so close and then open. Just like you grab something from your back and then push it forwards. Yeah. Right, last 2 rounds. And push. Okay, and now just let both hands drop. And the next one is becoming towards the closing. So this one is very useful, and some people make it like the whole hours, and you can do the whole day. And it's also make use of our body's natural wisdom. So it's called let it drop. So if you are standing, and if you are standing, so you will leave your hold legs up, standing on your tiptoes, and then you halfway lower it, and then let it drop. So if you are sitting on the chair, you can also still do the same. Just lift your heels up, and then let it drop. Yeah. And every cell in our body needs stimulation. So this one, the instruction said if you can drop 100 times every day, you will not have any disease, because your energy constantly flow. Yeah, and some people will make it like a workshop, because they said, you look at the animals when they have some stress and then they got angry, then the body hold a lot of energy, and then they will just start trembling. And the astronauts, when they return to the Earth, they lost 30% of the bone mass because of the gravity. And then there was a machine, simply like shake, 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 doing the same thing what we are doing now, and to increase their bone mass. So for when we're getting old, and if we want to have still good bone health, and doing some of those dropping exercise. Yeah. Okay. 2 more time. And now if you could, just bring some of those natural jinglings in the body and see how the body feels when you naturally, at your own pace, right, slowly come to a stop point. Now bring your hands together. Are your hands like feeling a bit warmer than before? Okay, and now we're going to use your healing hands to do some self-love, self-pampering. Yeah. So bring your hands really hold. So if you take, you have glasses, that's fine. You can just rub through your face and then through the whole head and down 3 times. Through the face, go through your head and down. And one more time. Yeah. Yeah. And now again, rub your face, rub your hands. Yeah. Yeah. And then you can put them on your lower back. Yeah. And you can touch them. Okay, and now you're going to open your 2 fingers, and then put them like on the root of your ear, and then from here, and just rub the ears. How does that feel? And now with your fingertips, and you're going to tap your head. So tapping is also part of like Tai Chi and Qigong exercise. So some psychologists combine it with positive information, and there's a technique called emotional release techniques. They combine tapping with positive affirmation. Right. And now you're going to alternatively tap your shoulder. Well done, well done. Give yourself a self-affirmation. Well done. So I watch computer a lot, and when I'm tired, I often doing this one. And just lay your hands, tap, tap, tap. Yeah. And now you tap the front, your chest. Yeah. Okay, and now with your hands, your rib cage, yeah, and your tummy. Just give them some hello and greetings, and then lower back. Yeah. So if you are able to bend down and just tap all the way to your legs. Yeah. And then up again. And now one hand from the shoulders and tap your arms. Yeah. And the other one. Right. And now the last one. So bring your hands here. Yeah. So now inhale and then open the arm from the side. Take a deep breath in. Then exhale through the central line. Bring the chi into your dantian. Down. And 2 more breathings. Now inhale. And exhale. Let your breath set. And the last one. Inhale. And exhale. Now again, just bring your hands on the tummies and feel the warmth. And if you are standing, and soften the knees like sitting on high chairs, we're just going to stay here for 10 seconds and just allow the energy center. And you can lightly close your eyes, soften facial muscles, and bring a smile from your heart to your face. And allow the sensation of relaxation flowing from your inside and radiate into environment. Allow the sense of wholeness, a sense of lightness flowing. feel a sense of vitality, a sense of freshness, and nourishing every cell of the body. Notice the sounds surrounding you, and notice how your feet been supported by the earth. Notice your hands' sensations on your tummy. Notice your breath. And now with a sense of gratitude, and gently open your eyes. Right, thank you everyone. Well done. Right, have a sit down. Yeah, so there's some pictures and previously with me and my students. Most are older than you guys. I think they are in their 70s and coming to the 80s. And right, anyone have any questions or like to share your experience? And sharing is caring, and we all walk the same journey together. How's you guys doing? Yeah.
I exercise regularly despite my chronic fatigue. And my mind's not connected to that really flowing one. I'm not. I really tried, but I couldn't do it. It was interesting. It was so much harder than I thought.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Physically it was
Yeah.
there, but
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Very, very good.
Powerful potentially.
It's very good observation. That's how Tai Chi works, and that's why it's kind of healing instead of in exercise, because it's not built up the muscles. Instead, it's built up the connection, the communications in between the cells. So in Chinese from the Chinese traditional medicines view, like why your body go cancer so one stem cell, it can become anything depending on the environment. Like if you give the flower some good nourishment, the flower will grow good. So it's the same as the cell. Every cell has its own life, and so scientists, they will culture a cell. That means they give the right environment to see how the cell's doing. So one stem cell, depending on our physical exercise, the chemicals and all those environment, it can become a fat cell if you do not move, a blood cell or a bone cells or a muscle cell. Is all depending on the environment. But when we constantly just stress and do not change, maybe our mindset, our physicals, our food, and so the cell just like the plants, and they don't have the sunshine, they don't have the good environment, and then they become the enemy towards itself. It's like just like a criminal in the community when there's no enough love, and then it becomes to the enemy to attack itself, and that's what we call cancer cells. But if we have good communication, if the body is the whole community, like you said, is instead of we just build up, there's a good arm, there's a good thing, but we build up the communication to support each other, build up the flow, to communicate constantly, then that's what Tai Chi focus on, to build up, to concentrate and focus on the connection and between each other, the environment, instead of like substantial thing. That's how it becomes the healing, and it looks gentle, but good observation is that means you're doing it right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you are on the right path. Right.
Yeah. How long do you normally take if you did a session?
So 30 minutes to 1 hour. But to be honest, I myself do not do it every day. And even teacher traditionally, they say you don't have to do the whole sequence. Maybe you do the whole sequence like once or twice a week. When you have time, you're really just doing those single exercise, like 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes. That's enough, really. Yeah. And a good thing is research find out that people's adherence to Tai Chi is better than exercise, like Pilates, or if people all join like this Pilates, there's Tai Chi, and people tend to do more Tai Chi at home by themselves. And the benefits also lasting longer, even like 6 months after they stop Tai Chi, they still have the same, like the calmness and the kind of still carry on. So there's some fascinating, long-lasting effect. Yeah, and I hope when you go home and whatever they stick in your mind, and yeah, maybe you can try. And yeah.
I used to do Tai Chi. I did enjoy it, especially outdoors in the group. But that was about 15, 20 years ago.
Ah.
Since then I've had injuries and what have you. And I've got a lot of pain issues now. Today I found, because of spinal dysfunctions and what have you, I found that painful. And it's almost verged on the fact of giving me a migraine. This business of hitting your head and hitting your body, I couldn't do that. That would really, it was just too painful. So I'm rather disappointed that it inflicts pain on everything that I've done today. It was just too much.
Just go easy. It's because Tai Chi is healing, and to be honest, there was a lady in my class, so she has been coming to my class for a year, and to start with, and she also have a lot of injuries, have car accidents, so she can't even stand for 5 minutes. She always have to sit on a chair, and I think there are almost like maybe 8 or 6 sessions, and she just burst into tears and crying, but she still sit in the class because she said she feel just so painful, a lot of things coming up. However, she still keep coming, and in my own experience or some of my other a lot of other experience is like any kind of healing work. If there's really touch on you, because I'll highlight on your awareness, no matter meditation or even body work, things could come up, and we just have to trust there's a way. And you feel too much, and take a step back, and then when you are ready, the body knows what to do. The body can heal itself, and our injury is not just physical. The healing is multi levels, our spiritual, emotionals, and it's reflect on our physical, maybe pain or migraine or whatever. But if we have the trust to allow the body, and with the intention like self-care, it's like you self-touch what you're doing today. You feel this a bit too much for me. I want to take a step. Then the body knows everything will in there. Yeah. Yeah. Ha! You want more share? Yay! Cute, right?
I'd like to know if you have classes that we might be able to come somewhere in Christchurch.
Oh, yeah. I have a class on Tuesday, and we still got 2 more sessions of this turn and finish. So we can figure out, if people are interested, or we can especially like design for you are sitting on the chairs or some venues which might more in your times. Yeah, we can discuss that later, certainly. Yeah, it's a very powerful experience when you practice in a group, when there's a healing flow. Yeah, like your strength is come from the group and not just for your own practice. It certainly make a big difference. I have students who are autistic, and they constantly need to engage in something and always shout, people autistic, but they can remain almost like 1 hour and a half without saying anything. They just sit in the corner. They do not do anything, but they enjoy the just peaceful vibe. Yeah.
Have you ever heard anybody say that, and amongst, apart from what I said before, that they kind of feel a little bit high? Like, I'm not necessarily saying that was good or bad, and I questioned if it's my blood pressure rising, because I don't have high blood pressure, but I felt kind of stoned.
Yeah, it flows.
All the chakras and the energy and all that stuff
Yeah.
in your body that you're tapping into.
Yeah, so some people even say like, meditation can make you feel more anxious than before. But I say it's like you previously, if you left some dirt under your bed, you do not see it, and it's a deep cleaning. I said, Chinese traditional medicine said like springtime, when everything come to start to grow, is actually also a healing time that your old injury come to the surface. So in Chinese, when you're doing standing meditation, that's why we don't usually learn from internet. You really need a teacher to support you, that we call hidden tension or hidden problems. And most people will start meditation and go, oh my dear, my back and everything is so tight, and a lot of pain will come to the surface. And it's part of healing. I think any disciplines, you go for a healing and follow any sort of discipline, and for healing, it must come up. You can't ignore that. But nowadays I think more people look at how Tai Chi can improve balance, and from the pure pure physical world to look at our health and well-being and explain like, oh, your vitality might be because some virus, might be because this or that. It's a different approach. Yeah. But it works on many people, and it works to have a try, even there's no promise. And yeah. So I will return and thank you. I will say people place together, stick together. And the last, so the parting thought is one of my favorite quotes. From Lao Tzu, the Taoism's father. So he said, men take the law from the earth, basically like we learn from the earth, and then the earth take it law from the heaven, and heaven takes law from the Tao. The Tao means like the path. And then, but the law of the Tao is being what it is, like learn from the nature. So it's correlated to a very famous, the psychology called Carl Rogers, and who developed the person-centered approach, psychology. And he said the paradox is that the change happens when you stop to fighting, and the change happens when you start to accept who you are. And I think in a way it really explains like the Tai Chi's philosophy is about non-doing, and of course, we want positive change, but from the moment we really accept and love what it is, and then that's when the change start to happen. Like, I grew up in Buddhist like tradition, so Buddha also said like, when you are hungry and you eat, when you're thirsty and you drink, and that is nature. But when you are not tired anymore, you wake up, and when you are not hungry anymore and you do not eat, that's also nature. And nowadays we might lose that, like people eat even we are not hungry, and we sleep even we are not tired. So if we can really honor what it is and what's already there, and perhaps then healing happens. So yeah, keep in touch, and there's some of my details. I also got my business cards here. And again, thank you very much, everyone. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.